What's up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to review SWV and Escape, the Queens of R&B, episode 3. So if you have not seen the third episode of SWV and Escape, turn this off, go watch it, and then come back and watch this. Anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. These are my thoughts and expressions and how I feel. And I am also not a public speaker, so I will tend to stutter and pause and look at my notes to make sure that I'm on track with what I'm talking about. And sometimes I have my big cold water bottle, but it's so early in the morning, so I'm drinking coffee right now. Okay, last chance. If you have not seen the third episode of SWV and Escape, turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Please like this video, share the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below what you would grade this episode and how you felt about this episode. I like to grade the episode before and after my videos, so I'm going to grade this episode. I'm gonna give it a B+. No, I'm gonna give it an A-. It was good because they kind of got resolution, but then in the end, it kind of went right back out the window. All right, so we get the first little short scenes, basically showing what everybody's up to. We got Tiny doing choreo with her kids. Candy with her husband and they babies. And little Ace, he got like, what did he say he had? I wrote it down. He got like 17,000 subscribers. Like, dang, he got way more than I do. I only got like 11 subscribers. I was like, I know that's right, little Ace. We had Tamika and her daughter. She's like, why you talking to me like that? So we had those little scenes. Then we get Taj and Tasha. They meet up. Talk about how Taj is telling Tasha how it was when they was torn in Africa and stuff like that. And they in the African American Music Museum. So they in there looking at all the greats, Whitney, LL Cool J, things like that. They see themselves up there on the thing. Taj showing Tasha like, I wanted to show you how good you looked up here, this, that, and the third. And it's like, that's history, and that's like lit. Like Tasha said, she was like, my grandkids can like come to this museum and see that their grandmother did this and did that. Like, that's lit. They legends. In their own right. They should, as they should be. And then Taj, she talks about how they was looking at Destiny's Child. She was saying how Destiny's Child, every time they was in Nashville, something like that, they used to come and try to see SWV all the time. They was like super fans. And I was like, that's super cute. That was super cute. Then they start talking about like the beef. Tasha's like, what's the beef with you and Tamika? So Tasha started bringing up the body shaming thing, which I don't know. Like, I don't feel like it was body shaming to me. Like that little, I don't even think Tamika even thought about it that way when she said that. It may sound it, but I don't know. I feel like Tasha was reaching in that sense. I don't know. And I was looking at Tasha because I ain't gonna hold you. I've been, ever since she said that was a body shaming comment, I've been looking at her body to see like what her butt looked like. And no gay stuff, but she don't even got a flat butt. Like her butt not even that flat. Like she got an okay butt, so it's just like, girl, you made it seem like you had a pancake booty. But like compared to her group mates or whatever, her butt ain't that little. Like, I was like, girl, that's a reach. Then she started telling Taj about her beef. I mean, telling Taj about her and Tamika and the situation with their mother. And Taj was like, that's it? Like, that's all we get into it about? And Taj was like, yeah, that's it. Taj was like, I'm not buying that. Like, it got to be more to it. So she tells them that, like, she tells her that she got to, she tells Tasha that Escape needs to get back to how they were in the beginning, like how they used to be when they first started, when they had a sisterhood, basically. And Tasha like, I know, yeah. Tasha agreeing, but Tasha just saying she's still stubborn. And she telling Tasha, she was like, yeah, I've been out here and I met with a record label and basically telling Taj like about going solo and stuff like that. And Taj just like, oh Lord. So then we get this meeting. Coco, she with her, I guess her very dear friends that she's known for years. She telling them about the SWV 30th anniversary. They talking about, yeah, we seen it online, things like that. And then Coco, she tells us that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And she was going through it a lot. And she finally decided to get help when she was feeling like she wanted to kill somebody. She was feeling homicidal. So that's what really urged her to get help. She was saying how she struggles. She still struggles with it every day. But, like, she getting through it. Like, she just being her best self as she can be. Talking about, I'm not old. Like, I might be 52, but this cootie is 20-something. I was like, oh, God. So then we get this quick scene. SWV, they land in Pittsburgh. They give, like, a performance or something like that. They was talking about how they almost... I mean, Todd was talking about how she was almost late. The show, I think, was at 6:45. She got at 5:30, something like that. Then we get this sit down with Tamika and her mom. And Tamika's mom came in hot. What she say? I wrote this down. Yeah, she said, so she came in, and she was like, and Tamika was like, I'm happy to see you. And her mother was like, are you sure? And I was just like, her mother just give off this vibe. Like, why you gotta say stuff like that? Why wouldn't she be happy to see her mother? So she was like, so they basically sit down, and Tasha, I mean, her mother was like, what's going on with you and Tasha, basically, and me, or something like that. You, Tasha, and me. So Tamika basically telling her what she always telling her, like, I feel like you basically give more grace to Tasha than me. And she talking about she give more grace to Tasha because Tasha don't talk to her crazy and this, that, and the third, saying that Tamika talks to her crazy. So Tamika is not trying to hear that. She just hearing excuse after excuse, talking about some what she say? Yeah, she say she the fifth member. She the fifth member of the group. She the one make sure Tamika and Tasha good. This, that, and the third. Tamika she just sitting there and, like, as I'm reading Tamika's face, she do not care about nothing that she hearing coming out of her mother's mouth. And I don't blame her because her mother just sounding like she full of ish, in my opinion. And she like, Tamika just like, look, I'm gonna have to take a step back from you. And that, I don't know what, I feel like when she said that, when Tamika said that, I feel like that's when the mom was like, oh, snap, like, that's make me think, like, because I watched other podcasts that talk about the show, like I said, but I don't watch them until after I do my review. But one of the podcasts I watched, they were saying how Tamika might financially help her mother. So when she said, I'm going to have to take a step back from you, the mom probably was like, oh, the money going to stop. So that's when the mom was like, hold on. So that's when the mom was like, if I ever made you feel like I don't love you the way I love Tasha or this, that, and the third, I apologize. So she started apologizing. She was like, I love you. You my baby girl, hugging her, consoling her. And I mean, she was kissing. The tears was there. The emotion was there. But at the same time, I'm like, it might have been like some ulterior motive. She probably wanted to make sure that check still came in. I don't know. So then, Taj pulled up on Candy at her house. So they talking about, again, Taj is telling her about the tour that they had in Africa and stuff like that. Then she tells Tasha, oh yeah, I ran into your friend in Nashville. Tells Tasha. Taj tells Candy, I ran into your friend in Nashville, Tasha. She said she was meeting with record labels and about to go, basically telling her about her solo or whatever. Candy was like, this ain't nothing new. This is like history repeating itself, because back when we had I think the show, they little spinoff escape show that they had, Tasha was talking about going solo then, so Candy was telling Taj all of this. And basically Taj was like, she was, and Taj also mentions how they had similar issues with Coco when the group, I forgot what happened with their group, but like Coco wanted to go solo and things like that. So she was telling Candy, like, we've had these similar situations too. Then she tell Candy basically, like, if Tasha can't get on board, like, are y'all willing to, like, go through it without Tasha? Like, come to this SWV rehearsal and let's talk about it. Like, because we got to move on with or without her, basically. And I agree with Taj. Like, at this point, we can't keep waiting on one person when we got everybody else ready to go. One person, like, no, that one person can be cut out. I've never heard them perform without Tasha, but at this point, if she's going to be this difficult, why not? Like, why not leave her behind? She out here trying to get her solo deal anyway. So then we get Lily. She out with her son. She was like, first of all, my kids are not my friends. I was like, okay. And she talked about her son. He's so good at music, but she feel like she ain't gonna be supporting him financially all the way through his journey. Like, he gotta basically step up, do his own thing. Then she telling him about her she writing an erotic novel, talking about how it's different from the autobiography book that she put out. She was saying how this book is basically like a sexy book. She gets more into it. I don't remember that much. But then she talks about how she just talking about how she want more than SWV, because back then SWV was all she had, and when they broke up, things got hard for her. She ended up having to sleep in her car. She's talking about how she used to have to wait till 5 in the morning to go to sleep outside of Yankee Stadium because she didn't want to sleep at night in fear of like being raped or attacked or murdered, anything like that. But then she talked about how she went back to school, got her GED, got a job, like turned her whole life around, and now SWV, they out here touring like every 2 months, 3 months, whatever. So she back up. She back up. Can't keep her down for long, and that's great. Then we get this stupid saying, I'm so sorry, but I don't like Tasha. I'm sorry. I can't get with her. She an amazing singer. She's an amazing singer. So she in the studio doing her song, whatever. Her little corny husband come in. Her husband, I would have figured this out on my own, regardless of seeing all the stuff about him, but he seems corny. So he come in all corny, dancing. So I'm not playing with you. This is like, y'all corny. I don't know. It's corny. So then he come in. They sit down to talk about they basically talking about how what they talking about? Oh yeah, Tasha was like, I got a call from Candy. She want us to all meet up at SWV rehearsal to talk about this tour or this performance or whatever. She's like, I don't know if I want to really do it. Her husband over there like, well, if you want to go. If you don't, you don't. But you go and you show them who you are. You grab that mic and you show them who you are. He talking about and what's going on with you and your sister. Basically, still trying to say that Tamika's lying, but he forgive her. You forgive somebody that's accusing you of stealing money, forging checks and stuff like that. You just gonna forgive him because that's your right. But he says he forgives her. And then talking about what they talk about. What they talked about? Yeah, that's basically what he talked about. He basically tell her if she want to go to the meeting, she can. If she don't, she don't. Like, basically, he probably told her off camera, go to the meeting. You need all these things you can get for these checks. I don't know. So then we get this singer with Coco and her son. First off, Coco's son sounds good. He got that tone just like Coco. That high pitch, that nasally tone, which sounds good. Like, he sound like his mom. So she come in. They sitting down. She basically talking to him about being a dentist or whatever. And he was like, I meant to talk to you about that. He was like, I'm thinking about leaving. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to be a dentist. I don't want to do it. I want to pursue my artistry. I want to be a singer, basically. Coco basically telling him, like, you could still go to school and do singing, like, on the weekends, make singing your side hustle, this, that, and the third. And he was just telling her, like, I don't want to do dentistry at all because, like, basically, like, he don't want to hinder himself from doing something that he don't love, and he'll resent not being a singer because that's something that he really loves that he wants to do. And I also get where Coco and the mother coming from. Like, singing, you can't make no money off singing. Like, look at me. If I could make money off singing, I'd be out here. I'd be rich. I'd be super rich. Like, it's like certain people make it, certain people don't. So, but he is in the position to make it because his mother is like a famous R&B singer. So, but I also get where Coco's coming from. If her son was a normal person like me, he wouldn't be able to make it that far in singing. But like he has opportunities. He has the pool. He know people and things like that when it comes to his mother and stuff like that. So I understand both sides. So they called the grandmother. And they telling her, like, he telling her he don't want to go back to school. He want to sing, things like that. And the grandma was like, well, you wanted to be a dentist all this time, and now you just started thinking about singing. You never know, you might change your mind again, this, that, and third. So basically, she's agreeing with what Coco's saying. So he started breaking down. He started crying. So then he was like, well, can I just like take a year off? So basically, he wants to take a gap year. And the grandma was like, well, that's a good idea. And Coco still wasn't feeling it. She was like, well, you never felt this way when I wanted to sing. Da, 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 da. And the mother was like, wasn't I always there? I was at the rehearsals. I was at the meetings, the contract signings, all that stuff. And Coco was like, this woman used to be in the house, leaving little Post-it notes around the house saying, get a job. You need to do this. You need to do that. I was like, that's funny as hell. That's funny. Leaving posters around the house saying, get a job. That's hilarious. In the 90s, I can only imagine. That's hilarious to me. So then we get to this final scene, which is the SWV rehearsal scene, which is also like the meeting between SWV and XSCAPE. So SWV's managers there, they basically telling them like, look, we gotta figure out what's going on with XSCAPE and them today because y'all got other obligations. We got stuff we got to do next year for this tour, things like that. So today is the day to figure out what's going on with XSCAPE. It's like we only got one date for this venue next month, so y'all got to try to figure out what this going to be. What we going to do with this? So then Todd is telling Lily and Coco how she met up with Candy and how they was talking about like if they gotta move on with this performance tour thing, whatever, without Tasha, then they willing to do that. Tamika, Candy, and Tiny. They're like, yeah, we willing to move on without Tasha, like at this point. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Then we get this quick scene, Candy and Tiny, they on the phone, basically talking about how like they hope that they can get all 4 girls, but if they can't, then it is what it is. And that's like, yeah, just like what Lily was, what Todd was just telling Lily and Coco. Like, basically they on the phone, if we can't get Tasha, oh well, but we would love to have all 4 girls. Candy apparently told Tiny about what Taj told her about Tasha meeting with record labels in Nashville, things like that. And Tiny basically saying the same thing about Tasha. She only want to go solo now because it's the show, and she always did stuff like this, things like that. So Tiny already know what it is when Candy telling her that. So now SWV and XSCAPE, they're all sitting down with with SWV's managers as well. What do they talk about? Well, they talk about everything. They talk about the performance. They start off, what we gonna do? Are we gonna do this basically? And Taj put her hand out and was like, "Oh, everybody that's all in favor of us doing this together. Let's do it." Everybody put their hand in except for Tasha. Tasha still hesitant, basically. And then everybody looking at her like, Candy and Tiny, and they confess was like, "Oh, here we go." Basically, Tasha's like, "What you doing?" Called her something. I can't even remember what she called her, but then eventually Tasha puts her hand in, and she's like, "I'm just gonna see where this goes." Just so stale, like so stubborn. It's annoying. But then it takes a whole turn. I didn't even see this coming. Well, I saw it coming because I saw the preview, and I felt like this was a whole petty conversation. So I don't know the stats and the numbers and all that stuff. But I feel like in this moment, Candy was big-headed. I don't know, like I just said, I don't know the stats, the numbers, all that stuff. But Candy basically says, like, so what's the headline and situation? Because we always headline our shows. What's going to be the billing? Who going to be billing? Stuff like that. So SWV manager is like, well, we think it'd be fair to just co-headline. Which makes sense. Like, they both big names. Co-headline is both their 30-year anniversary, stuff like that. Candy was like, well, XSCAPE's always had top billing, and basically just making it very difficult. And I was like, and like I said, I don't know the numbers, so I don't know if she has the right to be saying this stuff. Because like SWV saying, it's like we set the blueprint for y'all. So like, if anybody should be headlining, it should be SWV, but they giving y'all grace by saying we should co-headline, bitch. And Candy just not, she just not hearing it. Then Tiny saying that because of the fact that Candy and Tiny have our own reality shows and stuff like that, they have a bigger fan base, so they will bring out a bigger fan. They will bring out more fans, things like that, which is why Escape should be top building, things like that. That Escape, I mean, SWV not really trying to hear that. Lily and Coco, they get up, they leave out. Oh, excuse me. And then eventually Taj goes behind them. They back there. Coco like, I'm not doing a damn thing. I'm not doing that. He's like, I've been selling. She said, what'd she say? I done sold 70 million records or something like that. I ain't headlining for. I mean, I ain't opening up for nobody or something like that. And I don't blame them. Like, it was easy to. The easy decision was to just co-headline. I didn't understand why Candy was making it more difficult than it could have been. But like I said, I don't understand the logistics of everything, so I don't know. But they was like, basically, they was like, if we can't come to an agreement, it ain't gonna be no show. And I don't blame SWV. Because what we already see from this show is that SWV, they out here touring, they out here doing the dang thing, and meanwhile Escape not even really back together. They ain't did nothing, I don't think, since the verses. So it's just like, you expect SWV to be opening for y'all, and they've been out before you. They apparently they came out before y'all. Like, I don't remember who came out before who or whatever, but they set the blueprint for y'all. And it's just like, y'all sitting right here, and Candy during this thing, she was like, I don't mean no disrespect to y'all. And it's just like, so why can't it just be a co-headlining thing? I don't know. Like I said, like I will repeatedly say, I don't know the whole logistics of the situation, but I felt like Candy was making it difficult. I felt like it was easy to just do the co-headlining thing. I don't know what was going on with Candy. And Tiny was low-key agreeing. I don't know. But either or, I will grade this episode A-. I still feel like that whole co-headlining thing, that whole meeting situation, it started off good because we had finally got Tasha to put her damn hand in. And then we get to this part, and Candy just do this, and I'm just like, I'm looking at Candy like, really? Like, after all we just did to get y'all to finally come to an understanding, and this happens. I don't know, man. So, my predictions for the next couple of episodes. Well, we see that Tasha don't even show up to the first, I guess, rehearsal with Escape. So that's probably gonna be a reoccurring thing. I don't know if Tasha and Tamika gonna ever get back cool. Even though Tasha got, like, she made somewhat of an amends with her mom. And Candy and Tasha, I don't think that's gonna get resolved on a little series. And I heard it's only like 6 episodes, so it's only 3 episodes left. So yeah, those are my predictions. Thanks for watching. Please like this video. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.